What's up, guys, and welcome to this. This is 25 years ago, edition number 14 now. I am LK, joined by Dirty Dave Meltzer's left-hand man, because he doesn't have a right hand, because he uses it to masturbate watching pro wreshling. Brad, how you doing this fine evening?
Very well. Is it bad that I didn't know that was a pay-per-view on tonight?
Shame on you. Shame on you. Your life should evolve around it. It's what you should live for, is the pay-per-view weekends.
I think you're realising my knowledge of the current products here, aren't you?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's bad you know more of the results for the shows that took place 25 years ago than now, but maybe you're the smarter one. Hopefully the show's good. Good numbers yesterday on the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view preview predictions, so thank you everyone who checked that out. Review will be taking place after it airs, touch wood, depending on if I fall asleep or not. But win-loss tie, Brad. Everyone knows I'm a WCW boy, had it so far this series.
We're going to do the shows before, aren't we, going into it?
Yeah, we'll do the shows before. We'll do a win-loss tie just for people, because then if we say...
Do win-loss tie first.
Win-loss tie,
sure.
Then we'll get down to breaking down the in-between. I'm actually going to give this show a tie for the first time in the history of the programme.
I'm going to say a loss just because it's getting tired. It's just because it's getting tiring at this point, and I'm watching people that are quite unfit wrestle, and it's dragging me down a little bit. And there was one good match on this show, I thought, which we'll go into, but I'm sick of seeing it.
I was sick of the bullshit booking. The booking is what's pissing me off more than the actual. The wrestling's part of it's fine. It's the booking that's just terrible. But yeah, get down to what happened in between. So break down what happened in between the 11th of February and the 19th of February, which obviously the last Nitro we covered.
Yeah, sure. So the Worldwide was on the 17th of February. So the World Warriors defeated the Avenger and the Gambler. Don't know who the hell they are, but there we are.
Sound amazing.
The Faces of Fear defeated Buck Quartermain and Mike Wenner. Ice Train defeated Manny Fernandez. Men at Work defeated the Barrio Brothers, which is fair enough. Men at Work I do know, but I hope we don't see them too much, because I'm not a fan of Men at Work, but there we are. And Conan defeated the One Man Gang for the United States Championship.
Poor people who had to suffer through that one again. Oh, remember how bad that was at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so it's a pay-per-view rematch, which I guess was meant to be a big thing, but no. WCW Saturday Night, the American Males defeated State Patrol. The Belfast Bruiser defeated Brad Armstrong, which led into Monday Nitro, actually. DDP defeated Mike Winner. Lex Luger and Sting defeated the Blue Bloods to retain the WCW World Tag Team Championships. Actually sounds pretty cool. Chris Benoit defeated Joey Maggs. The Public Enemy defeated Buck Quarterman and Larry Santo. Kevin Sullivan defeated Todd Morton. Alex Wright defeated Dusty Wolf. Arn Anderson and Ric Flair defeated the Nasty Boys. No, bit better show than the other one, but still not. I'm not going to chase that up, don't worry. And the main event, WCW main event on the Sunday, was Conan defeated Brad Armstrong for the United States Heavyweight Championship. The pre-show matches for Nitro as well, the stuff that was in the dark. The Giant defeated Sting, and Johnny B. Bad retained his World Tag Television Championship against Lex Luger. So,
damn right.
All right.
So, what I'm going to say about this show before we actually get down to breaking down the show. One thing that I'm sick and tired of is seeing the exact same wrestlers every single week. You know, the fact the show's 45 minutes long and we've literally seen fuck all the roster. Whereas on Raw they do a better job of actually showcasing.
I had a thought last night as well.
Go on, what's the thought?
There's no women, like at all. I've never seen a woman's match. Yeah,
how bad is that 14 episodes in where we're chronologically reviewing every television show and pay-per-view show from the major companies, and we're yet to see a singles women's match.
I think we did see one, Medusa versus someone.
They got given 60 seconds, and it was actually a banger.
Yeah, she kicked her in the back of the head. That's the only women's match we saw. They've given more time to this blimmin' Steve Grissom bloke, who admittedly he won this first race, but he apparently was knocked out in the middle of the season of 1996, so he's not even. I don't even know much about him, but apparently he didn't do that well in the tournament with his driving. So if you wanted an update of that,
yeah, give me an update. How did our boy do in representing?
So he won that match, but apparently like mid-season. I don't know how it works. I'm not a car guy. If you are
race, so what he won the
won the
NASCAR race.
Yeah, but it was just like a qualifying race kind of thing.
Okay,
So he won that.
Yep.
And he was knocked out halfway through, like a couple of races down the line. I have no idea about NASCAR.
Yeah, dude,
but
I'm a big Formula One head, but I have no idea what about NASCAR. I can. It's just a circle.
Right, so
to me.
basically, it was like 26th out of all of them in it, which I don't know how good or bad that is, but it doesn't sound particularly great.
Yeah, not when you're slapping a WCW logo on the front of that car. That's not really beneficial for the company, is it? And in the WCW car, finishing dead last. Oh, good grief. Might as well have fucking chucked Hulk Hogan in there, give him some more TV time. Tragic. But yeah, shows a tie for me because a few of the stuff I like, just lots of stuff that pissed me off. And how about this? Watching this kind of feels like my original point I was going to make before we even broke down that. The fact we don't see any of these talents, we only see the same fucking talents every single week. When they go to 2 hours and we get to see all the stuff they're taping on Dark, I think will actually benefit the show. I think it'll actually start to become a lot more enjoyable when the show's 2 hours long. I mean,
it goes to 3 hours though.
Yeah. When it gets to 3 hours, I may knock it on the head, but you know what I mean. Oh well, sorry, we got WCW no more. Good grief! I might have to swap WCW 3CW around for the 3 hours because man, that's man. Imagine 3 hours. 3 hours. I mean, that's in 2 years' time, so it's not really a problem.
We have that with Raw, don't we?
Yeah,
No?
yeah, but I guess there's a fast forward button as well, isn't there? If something's too bad, you can kind of like, oh, sorry, I'll just skip
You
that.
do that on the network.
Yeah, that's true. Skip.
You wanted to do that.
There's a plan. Right. So we have Arn Anderson versus Hulk Hogan in the first match of the show. Anderson beat Hulk Hogan last week, so this is the rematch. I gave this one a star because I was feeling generous. The finish, I'll just break down the match quickly because there's so much notes I've got on stuff that pissed me off. So the finish happened when Hogan figure 4 applied. Sullivan tries to get involved, so Savage stops Sullivan. The bell rings. I had no idea who won until the commentators said like 60 seconds after Anderson won. But no one touched Hogan or Anderson in the match, so I have no idea why it was a fucking disqualification.
It's because Randy Savage was in the ring. That was the reason.
Yeah, but you could be in the ring. That's not disqualification.
Well, it was in this match.
It's stupid. It's stupid. So someone
You're the one that's saying how much you love this program.
Yeah,
I'm the one that's saying it's terrible.
How at the start of this series, we said nostalgia for me is going to last longer than you, but I said when nostalgia wears off, I'm going to hate this shit. And nostalgia has worn off, and this was like shit. The idea of doing this every week, like I enjoy doing this show. But the idea of it, I think it's going to have to be one of those where I might have to sweat it out and watch it in big bulk. Like have a day of the week where I specifically decide to just watch loads and loads of it just to get it out of the way. Because that was, oh man, hurt my brain. Like that's something I'd picture them doing on Raw now. And they're doing it back then. It was so bad. It was honestly so bad. I was so confused.
I'm not going to spoil the ending of this feud, but it doesn't end brilliantly, by the way.
And they're making such a big deal about Hogan losing 2 times in a row. It's like, fuck off. He didn't lose 2 times in a row. Like, that wasn't a loss. Like, don't give me that bullshit. But there was loads of stuff which I actually have notes on. Hogan is acting very heely. Choking, biting, raking of the eyes. What the fuck's going on with that? Mm-hmm. Bischoff. I love Eric Bischoff, alright? I enjoy his commentary when he's calling the action. I love his podcast. Love what he done by creating Nitro. Mm-hmm. But fuck me, his commentary fucking stinks when it comes to promoting. He says in this, I took notes all show on stuff he said that confused me. He says, and I quote, WCW Uncensored coming sometime in March. That's very helpful, Eric. Promoting your fucking March pay-per-view late February without even fucking knowing the date, you donkey. You fucking donkey. Like,
yeah, but you might not have secured it.
Well, fucking don't say it then. Don't say there's the fucking show coming up. That's fucking awful. Because what happens if it's fucking March 2nd? And, you know, I had a monthly schedule and I always book off WCW pay-per-views. I'd have been fucked. I would have been fucked in the ass. See, I bet your man Dave Meltzer would know the date for Uncensored. I bet he knew the date.
March 24th it was.
March 24th. Yeah, see, Uncle Dave always to the rescue. Because, fuck me, he's so bad at it. And, like, he also says... talking about the international match taking place later on. He said he said, and I quote, "shot at cruiserweight title that'll be happening in a couple months." That was a direct
It's a tournament. It's a cruiserweight tournament between New Japan and WCW, but he didn't really explain that. He said it's going to be on 2 continents.
He said that was during the Belfast Bruiser Brad Armstrong match, but during this Arn Anderson Hulk Hogan match, when he was promoting the international match, he said that with the Belfast Brawl and Brad Armstrong, that the winner gets a shot at the cruiserweight title. This will be happening in a couple months. Does he mean the tournament? Does he mean the winner gets a spot in the tournament?
It's a tournament.
I have no idea. The explanation is fucking diabolical. Vince would literally bend him over and shove his cock up his ass for explaining shit like that. It's honestly the most unprofessional bullshit going on.
I don't need to know what Vince McMahon does in his spare time, mate.
Dude, I swear to you, if I didn't have you on this show telling me what our boy Uncle Dave Meltzer has to say, as in some of this stuff with the notes that you get, I would not have a fucking clue what would be going on. Like, I would not have a fucking clue, because the way it's explained on this show is fucking abysmal. It's terrible. It is awful. I can't stand it. It's the equivalent of you know how Marvel have the MCU and it's all linked. It's all, everything links. It's the equivalent of DC. It's just a state. Like, some things link, some things don't. They're in that. It's just a fucking state. It's organised chaos and it's bullshit. Sorry for a bad mood, everyone.
Sounds like you love the show, mate.
Yeah, dude, I love doing these, but I'll release all the amorphines, and then I'll be fucking buzzing, ready to be depressed again during the Elimination Chamber. No, come on, the show's going to be good. The first line of the night. Then we had Alex Wright against the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, next. Is there anything to talk about? It's like...
Yeah, I think his health isn't great, is it? The Loch Ness is... I don't think he's doing too well.
No, I don't. And it's kind of like... Because he faced a big guy last week, didn't he? He faced a bigger guy. And the match itself,
he faced quite a small guy, didn't he? The Loch Ness. No, he wasn't a small... You didn't think he was alright? He fell on the guy.
Yeah. But the guy he was facing wasn't a small guy. He was a bigger guy. It was Sick Boy, wasn't it?
Let's have a look.
I'm pretty sure it was Sick Boy.
It was Scotty Riggs.
Yeah, Sick Boy. He becomes Sick Boy. So that's fine. Like, he's a bigger man than Alex Wright. So when Alex Wright's in there with him, I was expecting, cool, he's going to, hit some moves off the top, try and do the ultimate underdog against the big boy, but they kind of don't. Alex Wright went to do hold for hold with the guy. And it was like, oh, come on, man, you had an easy chance to tell a good story there. But, hey-ho, fuck that.
Have you seen Alex Wright's matches?
Yeah, he's normally great. I watched it. He was on.
Good.
I think he was on the Clash of the Champions show I covered, but just before you joined. And he had a banger on there, if I remember right.
Well, Thunderkind, he's called. Yeah, he's brilliant. When you see some of his matches, he'll be really good. It's more the Loch Ness that's dragging this down more than Alex Wright, to be honest, which is a shame because he is a legend. But I guess age and health gets to everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's just. I don't know. I kind of feel uncomfortable if we have to see him in long-paced matches, because you see how much he was blown up after wrestling there for 60 seconds. Like, that elbow drop took a lot out of him. Which,
yeah, he did get diagnosed, I think, with like a stage of cancer like pretty soon after it, and he did die of lymphoma in 1998. So you are actually watching someone that he doesn't know he's ill, but he is very ill at this point. That's why I'm a bit hesitant to criticise him so much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Could have said that before we went on the air. Now I feel like a prick. No, I didn't say anything bad about him.
No, you didn't say anything bad. I agree with everything you said. He's just past it at this point.
Roger that. But he's getting a last good payday, so good for him. And then we went to Belfast Bruiser, aka Fit Finlay, against Brad Armstrong. So this is the match itself I thought was really good, actually. I really enjoyed it. Brad Armstrong is going to be in this Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Will be taking place on 2 continents, and that's all we know.
Well, it's US and Japan. Well,
no, right. Don't try and explain that. Right, don't try explain it to me because obviously you've looked at stuff after through Dirty Dave. As a person who's watching this chronologically for the first time, including all the Nitros, all of that stuff, you have no fucking idea what's going on with this Cruiserweight. Is it taking place in March? Is this taking place on Nitro? Is it going to be a final? Is it going to be a pay-per-view? How am I going to watch this? is there a way for me to watch this? Is there tickets that I can buy? Fucking mate, honestly, I can't. It stresses me out. Stuff like that really, 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 really stresses me the fuck out. I have to know. It's like a schedule. I have to know what's going on, and I have no clue, man.
I'm not saying spoilers. I'm just saying what's out there. But yeah, it hasn't been explained well, has it?
No, Bischoff is. They need. I can't wait for Tony Schiavone to take over, like on commentary. I love Bischoff, as I said, and I want to put him over to the moon and back.
It's good in AEW. It's good. It's still good. Tony Schiavone. He's not missed a beat. So
yeah, absolutely. It's just Bischoff's commentary is good. Just when it comes to promotion of his own product, it's terrible. Like literally terrible. That's what Raw beats it for. This week, because they're kind of booking of WrestleMania, and we won't get too much into that because it's not really fair on people who are watching it episode by episode. Maybe in a few years' time, you never know. But yeah, the Vince, what guy will I be now? You're an ECW guy. What guy am I?
Yeah, exactly. I think you're starting to turn against WCW.
I don't want
it to be good.
I want it to be good. I hope this is just a bad week. And next week they come out all guns and blazing. Eric Bischoff's off the announce table. Tony Schiavone goes, right, this is what's happening. This is the pay-per-view. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, you'll know the matches for next week by the end of this recording. So hopefully it is something that's going to be a bit better. It does look a bit better, to be honest.
Touch wood. But yeah, this I enjoyed. It was really good technical wrestling, really stiff. Finlay wants a match with Regal for some reason. Do you understand why?
Yeah, why? I do. Because they've faced each other in World of Sport and they've been rivals in the European scene.
How did you know that?
Because I have watched old Finlay versus William Regal matches after watching this show, and they were really good. Not past this point, stuff in the late 80s and early 90s. And if it's anything as good as that, when it does happen, it'll be a hell of a match.
So there's as just a person who hasn't done that, you have no fucking clue why he's calling out Regal.
Yeah, I mean, because they've been on England together.
Because they're English. Yeah, but you don't know that.
Well, Finlay's Irish.
I'm a new fan. I was born in 1988. I'm about 9-10 years, maybe 12. Say I'm 12 years old in 1996. Obviously, I wasn't, but say I was 12 years old.
You're in America. You're in America as well.
I'm living my dream. I've got the American flag above my bed. I've got the American flag in the kitchen. I've got the American flag in the lounge. I have my toilet roll is of the Canadian flag, and I'm all good, and I'm all fucking great.
There's no real reason then, but yes, the actual reason is World of Sport Connected, which is more for European fans. But yeah,
great job, good job, Bischoff on TNT. Good job. Let's build a fucking rivalry around a match that took place 10 years ago that nobody fucking watched.
He should really mention World of Sport a bit more, because a lot of these are from World of Sport, but he's not really referenced that, which is not brilliant on his part. Let's be honest.
No, he's too busy promoting fucking Hulk Hogan lost to Arn Anderson 2 nights in a row. Fucking trying to shove that down our throats. Oh man, honestly, he's gonna make me appreciate Tom Phillips tonight. That's how bad Bischoff was. Awful. But yeah, Finlay got the one with the tilt the world. They did announce randomly it'll be Conan versus Eddie Guerrero at Uncensored. Just in this match, randomly Bischoff announces it.
I missed that.
Okay, exactly, because he definitely announced it because I wrote it down. Because I think I give the show a tie because the show wasn't bad. It's just the stuff fucked me off. Like little things pissed me off. But he announced it at Uncensored, but we don't know the date yet. I still don't know the date. He says, all these matches are kind of no holds barred, but does that mean every match is no holds barred? Is it going to be every match is Extreme Rules type deal? I have no idea, but I gave the match 3 stars. I actually quite recommend it for people. I thought it was really, really good, solid stuff, and good date. I'm assuming it's a debut for Finlay, but who knows? But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on the actual match?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was good fun. Brad Armstrong is a hell of a talent. Finlay is also a hell of a talent. And yeah, he has a long career after this, obviously. I think this was one of the better parts of the show. It wasn't his first match. He was obviously in there from January, but it's his first Nitro. He was on Saturday night, but his Nitro debut this was, yeah. So yeah, he's brand new to WCW.
Okay, cool. That makes a bit of sense. But man, can you find out for me, because it's gonna, well, whilst I break down the main event and get myself into an aneurystic state.
Yeah.
What day this show goes to fucking 2 hours, as in the Nitro? Because
Yeah.
I would rather you tell me, because Bischoff won't tell me until it just fucking happens. So it's no fucking use there. So the main event, Ric Flair defending the WCW World Championship against Randy Savage again. Fuck me again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've had enough. I love Flair. I love Savage. I fucking do. I really, really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I never want to see these guys wrestle each other ever again. This could be because they wrestled the night before the Clash. They wrestled on the Clash. They wrestled on Nitro after that. They wrestled on the pay-per-view. They're wrestling again here. So this is the 14th episode 25 years ago. We've watched about 5...
It was a good match, though. I thought it was a brilliant match.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So we've watched about 5 to 4 weeks of WCW, which has included a Clash of the Champions, a pay-per-view, and 4 Nitros. 6 episodes have been WCW. 4 of those 6 have featured a one-on-one match between Randy Savage and Ric Flair, and all have been for the world title. There's been one.
All been fantastic, though.
Yeah, but man, if that was today, if that was Raw, if they had a W title match every week and it was the same 2, people would go on their shows, people would go online, and they would say, "I don't want to see it anymore." You can't be hypocritical just because it's Flair and Savage. No. Like, I don't ever want to see him wrestle again, ever. I mean, ever. I don't care if it's in 4 years' time in WCW 2000, the ship's dying. I don't want to see it. I've seen it enough.
I mean, you probably are going to see it again, so I don't want to spoil that.
Yeah, it's probably going to be next week. But yeah, the match itself was pretty good. Brawling on the floor, the Liz and woman getting involved on the outside is really fucking good. Savage is always working that underdog kind of role, so Flair beat the shit out of him. Worked the leg, made perfect sense because the finish is the figure 4. And then, are you ready for some WCW bullshit? So
yeah, can I give you a bit of background on this as well?
Go for it. Give me some background before I rage about it.
So are we on about the booty man at this point?
No. I'm going to get to the finish and then the booty man.
Right. Okay. So you go on, do that bit, and I'll give you a bit of background about the booty man.
Cool. So I'll break down what happens, and then we'll break down. So Savage catches Elizabeth's shoe, hits Flair behind the ref's back.
I'm sick of this bloody shoe.
This shoe, yeah, I agree. I hope it's sold on eBay and burned. So Savage catches the shoe, hits Flair behind the ref's back. Referee covers, Savage covers him. The ref counts 1, 2. The bell rings. Was it a 3 count? But then the ref's kind of turned around. Arn Anderson comes out, DDT Savage. Flair covers him. 1, 2, 3, and the bell rings.
Kevin Sullivan rang the bell. That's what you're missing out there.
Where was this on camera?
I have no idea.
Where were you getting Kevin Sullivan run the bell from?
Reports from this period of time.
Right, so yeah, because Bischoff, lo and behold, Bischoff, was told nothing. Bobby Heenan, God fucking rest his soul, didn't tell me nothing about Kevin Sullivan ringing the bell. To me, it came across as another bullshit WCW finish. So then some of the Horsemen, some of the Dungeons of Dragons, whatever the fuck they're called, Dungeons of Doom, come out. They're kind of like the ones that are left over because everyone's left the building because the show's been so terrible. They don't want to be fucking remembered for it. They attack Savage and Hogan. Fucking Beefcake's in there. He turns babyface and helps. And then it's just the same old finish. Flair and Anderson go up to the commentators, cut a promo. And then Hogan and Savage go up to the commentators and cut a promo. I'm feeling incredibly nice, despite my...
Do you want me to go for the booty man bit for you?
Yeah, go for the booty man bit, because I was lost.
So, in late 1995, there was a faction called Dungeons of Doom. The booty man was in it. He was called the Zodiac. Okay, he hasn't been on TV for the past couple of weeks. He was originally Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and since going back from being Brutus the Barber Beefcake and the Zodiac, this is the booty man's first appearance he is randomly called the Booty Man for no reason, and there is no explanation as that he was the Zodiac like 5-6 weeks ago, and it makes no sense for me. Confuses the hell out of me. It's just randomly done like that.
You know what? I'm getting to the point where I don't even care. With this story, I think this week it just really hit me. It's emotionally hit me, man. I was so high on WCW, and then I jinxed myself. I jinxed my fucking self because I said nostalgia will last for ages. And literally this morning when I woke up, I was in a great mood and I sat down and I put this show on. And I tell you what, I felt fucking so deflated after this show. I was like, that was actually really bad. It was actually terrible. It really, really was. Raw kicks this show's ass. Like literally spanks it. It's the first show I've given a tie in a long, long time. But yeah,
I think it's a weak tie going into a loss. To be fair, the more I think about it,
I'm with you on that one. But this could we mutually agree that this was the worst Nitro we watched?
Yeah, but I've not been a fan of Nitro for a while. Got to be honest with you, it's the weakest of the three for me.
I think I'll appreciate the 2 hours still. I think I have
May 27th.
May 27th. Thank you. So that's February. So that's March, April, May. 3 more months of seeing Arn Anderson, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and Randy Savage, Lex Luger, Sting, and the Road Warriors, and that's it. Oh fuck me. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to be saying that.
No, literally.
I just said it was 2 hours. I didn't mention that you wouldn't be seeing your favourites.
Oh no, I don't mind seeing them. I just want to see different fucking wrestlers. Is that wrong of me when they've got a roster that sounds like it's a fucking 100 wrestlers deep, and I get to see the same 8 fight the exact same opponent every fucking week? That's some bullshit. I can't come on here and be bashing WWE for stuff they do if WCW do it and I give them a blind eye just because of nostalgia. You know what I mean? If we're going back and doing a 25 years ago series, we've got to put ourselves in the shoes of being 25 years ago. How do people who watched it for the first time then feel? And if I was a fan of wrestling back then, in 96, I would not have watched this show. Because it's just too confusing for me. How can it be the only way you understand what's going on with WCW is if you follow fucking Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer? What type of bullshit is that? At least give fucking Uncle Dave a fucking sponsorship on the fucking show. Like, if you guys want to hear about what's coming up on WCW, go to Uncle Dave. Instead of fucking plugging your hotline, just plug Dave Meltzer.
Definitely. And yeah, do you want the matches for next week? Because they actually do look a bit better, let's be honest, than this week.
Give me something to work with. Give me something to work with. Come on, Eric.
Okay, so it's Sting versus Big Bubba Rogers, which is Big Boss Man.
Nice. Sting in a singles match. Now we're talking, my boys. We're talking.
Lex Luger versus the Renegade.
Who is the Renegade first before he...
Well, he was an Ultimate Warrior ripoff. Okay. Just do me a favour as we're talking, look up a picture of the Renegade.
Alright, keep going.
Okay, the next match is WCW World Tag Team Championship #1 contendership match, which I'm actually really looking forward to. Harlem Heat, which is Booker T and Stevie Ray versus the Road Warriors, which looks sick. That match looks brilliant. And then Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage and the Booty Man versus Kevin Sullivan, Arn Anderson and Ric Flair.
Oh, can't they just fuck off? Oh, man. Oh no! And you know what? Because we're a bit late on this one, we're 2 days late. That means it was 2 days less in between the next time I actually have to watch them. I'm gonna get it out of the way. But amen for ECW to be able to be watched in between then.
Have you seen a picture of the Renegade yet?
Yeah. There's such a picture of Hogan's next to him as well. That's quite funny. First thing that comes up on images. Yeah, he died in '99, so I'll be nice, and I won't be too harsh. But yeah, that number contenders match, as long as Eric Bischoff tells me it's a number contenders match, will be all fucking good in the hood. But I bet what they don't do is, I bet you they won't tell you when they get that shot for the title. I bet they just tell you it's number contenders. They'll be fucking damned if there's some structure to the shows. We'll be fucking damned. Damn. What does Uncle Dave think of WCW at this time? Was he high on it?
No, he thinks the matches we think are good are good, but he doesn't think the rest of it is is up to scratch. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and I'll do the next show as well, which is Raw, which will be the next episode we do. So it's Goldust versus Razor Ramon for Intercontinental Championship, which sounds like it could be promising. The Ringmaster, which is Steve Austin with Ted DiBiase versus Marty Jannetty, which makes no sense why they're going against each other, but there we are. The Tanker versus The Undertaker, which sounds good as well. Obviously, we've seen this, but we're not going to give spoilers away, but looks like it could be quite a promising card.
Yep, so get that watch before tomorrow. That'll be episode 15. And I promise you I'll be in a better mood. Because this show, it was kind of one of those, you know when you watch something and it like bums you out, and then you have your day and you continue being in a good mood and you have a great day, and then you kind of revisit the notes. And it was kind of like, oh man, like I don't see any stars. There's fuck all stars, and that upsets me. I like looking at my notes, seeing lots of little beautiful, sexy stars, like Uncle Dave does. Just looks at stars like, I like them stars. But yeah, it is how it is. Sorry for any hardcore WCW fans out there who have been following. Really do apologise, but also I want to say that Ric Flair and Randy Savage, I did bash, but the match itself was good, just the booking was fucking awful. And Bischoff did a great job at calling the action, but when it comes to promoting the show, stinks. But with that in mind, guys, Brad, anything you wish to promote before we wrap the shit out of this one up and never talk about it again?
No, not really. Just go to @Bradcasty170 and enjoy the chamber and whatever else, and hope you have a lovely evening.
Hear yourself too. Take care. See you later, everybody.